Big round of applause for our dignitaries.
विदाउट फ्लॅश पण काढून बघ कारण डोळ्यावर खूप हे होत आहे.
Honorable dignitaries, learned delegates, respected teachers and audience, a very good afternoon to one and all. I, Shippu Sachdeva from School of Electronics and Electrical Engineering, feel privileged to extend a warm welcome to all on behalf of lovely professional university in this section of Information and Communication Science and Technology under the 106th edition of Indian Science Congress to be held from 3rd to 8th January 2019. The proceedings are as on 4th Jan, that is today, we are having a presidential address and invited lecture followed by the Young Scientist Awardees presentations. On 5th of Jan, we will be having symposium on impact of ICT on future India and symposium on environment empowerment of rural youth to build future India using ICT. On 6th Jan, various speakers will be enlightening the role of ICT for sustainable development of future India. And on 7th Jan, we will be having some journal discussion and recommendation. So once again, I extend the gratitude to all present here on this auspicious occasion of 106th Indian Science Congress at this magnificent campus of lovely professional university. Our university is working in the field of science and technology since last 17 years. This university has ventured to transform education through academic rigor, practical orientation, outcome-based teaching, establishing close cooperation between industry and academia. Before commencing this session, let me talk about the grand legacy of Indian Science Congress. The first summit of the Congress was held in 1914. Is the technology of tomorrow. So it is an occasion like this we get opportunities to test our knowledge and understanding. In this section, we are going to discuss about information and communication science technology. ICT has a very important role in the world since we are now in the information age era. And nowadays, ICT cannot be separated with our daily needs. So, without taking much time, I would now take this opportunity to welcome Sectional President Professor Dr. Ratnadeep R. Deshmukh from Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. I request you, sir, to please occupy your seat on the main dais. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I would welcome Professor Dr. Akshay Kumar Nayak, Director, Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. I request you, sir, to please occupy the seat on the dais. Next, I would welcome Professor Dr. M. Sundaresan, Professor and Head at Department of Information Technology, Bharatiyar University, Coimbatore. I request you to occupy the seat on the dais, sir. Okay, she will join us shortly. Okay, thank you. Next, I request Sectional Recorder Dr. Ajay Kumar Thakur, CM Science College, Darbhanga. I request you to occupy the seat on the dais. Next, I would welcome Dr. D.P. Sinha. So please join us on the dais. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
We have been told to not use the phone.
We have taken permission from the section president.
Okay.
So
Now last, I request Local Sectional Secretary Dr. Gaurav Sethi, School of Electronics and Electrical Engineering, Lovely Professional University, to join the main dais. A big round of applause for all, ladies and gentlemen. Now to start with floral welcome, on behalf of Lovely Professional University, I request Local Sectional Secretary Dr. Gaurav Sethi to present the bouquet to the Sectional President Professor Ratnadeep R. Deshmukh. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. I also request Sethi sir to present the bouquet to Professor Akshay Kumar Nayak. Big round of applause, please. Next, I request sir to present the bouquet to Dr. D.P. Sinha. A big round of applause for all, please. Next, I request sir to present the bouquet to our sectional recorder, Dr. Ajay Kumar Thakur. Thank you, sir. To begin with today's proceeding, first we have the presidential address by Sectional President Professor Ratnadeep Deshmukh, and this section will be chaired by Senior Most Sectional President of ICP. Please, a big round of applause as our sectional president is giving a bouquet to our local sectional secretary, Dr. Gaurav Sethi, sir.
सर पूरी सवाल नहीं है.
To begin with today's proceedings, first we have presidential address by Sectional President Professor Deshmukh, which is chaired by Senior Most Sectional President of ICT Section, Professor A.K. Nayak. Professor Nayak is working as Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna, and have 34 years of experience in teaching, training, research and administration in the field of computer science, information technology and management. He is the National Vice President cum President of Computer Society of India, the largest professional body of computer and IT professionals of the country, having more than 1 lakh members, and he is a chairman of Indian Society for Technical Education, Bihar and Jharkhand section. Professor Nayak has also received many international, national and state level awards for his unique contribution in the field of information and communication technology. We welcome such a renowned personality for being present with us on this occasion. Before the start of the presidential address, I would now like to introduce our sectional president, Professor Ratnadeep R. Deshmukh. Professor Deshmukh Presently working as professor in Department of Computer Science and Information Technology, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He is a program coordinator for the DST FIST program in department sanctioned by DST New Delhi and a university coordinator for Global Initiative on Academic Network program. He is also a fellow member and working as chairman IETE Aurangabad Center since 2014. Professor Deshmukh has received Bharat Ratna Mother Teresa Gold Medal Award and a Best Teacher Award in 2017 for his outstanding excellence and remarkable achievement in the field of teaching, research and publication. His areas of specialization are human-computer interaction, digital speech signal processing, data mining, data warehousing, image processing and artificial intelligence. Now I would like to invite Professor Deshmukh to the podium for his presidential address. Please come to the podium and enlighten us with your words, sir. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I request rest of the dignitaries to occupy the forward chairs for the better view of the presentations. Meanwhile, our dignitary Professor Dr. M. Sundaresan has arrived, so I request local sectional secretary Dr. Gaurav Sethi to present the bouquet of honor to him. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
अक्षयला बोलू सांग. अक्षय त्याला म्हणा की लास्ट वाला लाईट चालू कर, मला सर दिसत नाही शूटिंग मध्ये. फोटो पण येणार नाही.
Good afternoon, friends. Have I video did you? Are you getting me? Yes. Hello. 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 as the president of ICT section 106 Indian Science Congress, I would like to welcome all the participants, delegates, invited speakers, dignitaries, ex-president, and everybody, one and all. Friends, I am happy to deliver this sectional presidential address in presence of senior most senior past president and my mentor, Dr. K.K. Nayak, Dr. D.P. Sinha, earlier past president, Sundaresh sir. So friends, today's my lecture is based on the sustainable development of India or sustainable development of future India or role of ICT for the sustainable development of future India. So these are the overall content or agenda of today's talk. So here we see components of ICT and some of the prominent major areas of application where the ICT is having a major role or important role and benefits to ICT. Okay. So now we are in 20th century and this current era or century there is rapid growth in technology and have increased literacy, standard of living, health and life expectancy. All firms in computers are using internet and computers to provide modified products, improving quality of products, selling and marketing goods and services. This ICT can be defined as the information handling tool which allows us to store, process, produce, deploy and exchange of information for the development of India. This ICT has extremely transformed the way of living, or way of acting, thinking and working. And the sustainability can be categorized in major three categories. That is sustainable economy, sustainable environment and sustainable social status or social environment. So, the sustainable economy refers to economic sustainability, growth of economy with creating excessive stresses or without creating excessive stress on the social or natural resources. The environmental sustainability refers to not only building natural resources and preserving them for the future, but also reducing effect on the environment. And the social sustainability refers to social equity. Okay, so these are the components of ICT or major or important components of ICT, which includes that is data, hardware, software, procedure, information, people. As we know, and this data can be referred as a raw material that can be processed by the system to provide useful information. Hardware refers to input and output devices, storage devices, communication devices, as well as processor structures. The software refers or it is a set of instructions designed to get the job done. Whereas this procedure refers to or which with the help of which we can say or do, then what to be done and when. Or it also consists of passing the information between the different people and systems. Whereas information is the output from the ICT system, which is the processed from data, and this data and this system that is are handled by the people, needs to enter data in the ICT system, taking decisions and making judgments from the output given by the ICT system. So this ICT is a discipline or concept which is having a huge application in multidisciplinary area or subject. Today we can say that there is no area where there are the applications of ICT. Everywhere we come directly or indirectly in the context of or in the we are taking the advantage of ICT application directly or indirectly. Whosoever it may be. He may be a literate person or he may be a illiterate person. As like in education, you are aware that is you are making use of ICT in spite of a discipline. In every discipline, there is use of ICT. Even if the farmer who is not literate, he will get the benefit of ICT. The different, that is the applications of idea, that is ICT are being used by the farmer for that is getting the information of weather or for getting the market price of his product. So these are the major areas where ICT plays a vital role. That is starting with the health, education, government, industry, business, entertainment, transport, and agriculture. So these are the four areas where the ICT-based Indian government initiatives are being taken, or government is taking the initiative by taking the advantage of ICT. That is Digital India, Smart Cities or Smart India, there is Startup India program, as well as Make in India program. So I think majority of us are aware about, we are hearing the things about these things recently. So starting with first, that is Digital India. So it is a leading program of the Indian government. Program is focused on three key areas like digital empowerment, digital infrastructure development, services and governance on the demand. Following two programs has been taken into Digital India, that is SWIFT and SWAP. That SWIFT is a single window interface trade program, and that is Umang is a unified mobile application for new age governance. ICT is turning the concept of paperless office into reality. So we can refer, these are the 9 pillars of Digital India, which include broadband highways, universal access to mobile connectivity, public internet access program, e-governance, e-Kranti, information for all, electronic manufacturing, IT for job, and early harvest program. So these are considered as the pillars, so 9 major pillars of Digital India. Where this broadband highway refers to broadband for all rural. That is broadband for all urban. National Information Infrastructure, that is GenAI. Then universal access to mobile connectivity. This initiative focuses on the network penetration and filling the gaps in connectivity in the country. Whereas this public Internet Access Program refers or covers that is common service centers as well as post offices as a multi-service center. Then e-governance. In e-governance, that targeted at revolutionizing the government through technology, digitizing business procedures of management to develop the transactions, reducing the time consumed in the completing these procedures as well as simplifying them, creating aids between departments and building online applications, submissions and tracking systems, as well as constructing and using online sources for voter ID cards and school certificates, incorporating unique identification authority, that is UDAI, mobile platform, payment gateways to various price data, input of orders, and enables farmers to make online financial transactions. Facilities will be provided, as well as that is sponsoring mobile-based emergency service. Then next 6 is information for all. Discover, that is open data platform, social media engagement, and online messaging. Electronic manufacturing, that is this pillar focuses on promoting electronics manufacturing in the country with the target of net zero import by 2020 as a striking demonstration of internet. And IT for job, here is used for recruitment through the video conferencing, and we save the time and money, as well as ICT development for that is employment provides us following three advantages, that is greater connectivity, digitization of more aspects of work, more globalized skills. And last pillar, that is early harvest program. That is early harvest program, it basically consists of those projects which are to be implemented within a short timeline. The projects under early harvest program are as below, that is IT platform for messages, government greeting to the e-greeting, biometric attendance, Wi-Fi in all universities, secure email within the government, standardize the government email design, public Wi-Fi hotspots, school books to be e-books, SMS test, weather information and disaster alerts, national portal for lots of, and that is lost and found children. Then next major initiative is smart cities. As we all know that this Indian government has declared 100 cities in the India as a smart city under this program. So this ICT can help to convert Indian cities to become a smart cities, improve our lifestyle by providing that is maintainable environment, good transportation, high quality healthcare, e-governance, security, etc. And the GIS or Geographic Information System allows special data management about and below, that is above and below the ground. So this is the overall picture how the smarter city will look like or what it will provide. Okay. So under this, that is unifying vision, that is innovative and driving enterprises, smarter government services, smarter utility services, and happy and safe healthy citizenship will be aware or provided under the mention of the smart city. So here we took a quick overview to the concept of smarter city, to where the Indian government or what is the Indian government perspective for the same.
The 25th of June, 2015. A day when the government of India and the people of India shook hands and marked the beginning of one of the biggest partnerships in the history of the country for building India's first ever smart cities. Smart City Mission. Smarter, simpler, better.
Smart City Mission. The mission has several firsts. It is the first time that certain areas in cities will be comprehensively developed in a systematic and qualitative way. It is the first time that there has been such extensive citizen consultation. It is the first time that allocation of funds in a government scheme is done not by decision of ministers or officers, but on the basis of competition.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's earnest vision for smart cities gave an encouraging impetus for an urban modernization momentum. In the largest citizen engagement exercise in the history of urban India, close to 15 million citizens shared their imaginations, their ideas for a smart city. Special purpose vehicles were set up to put the implementation process on fast track. And today, the cities that our citizens used to dream about are taking shape in reality. Come, look for yourself.
We are bringing many technology firsts to India.
सीवरेज का कार्य, 24 घंटे पानी की सप्लाई देने का कार्य, बिजली की तारों को अंडरग्राउंडिंग करने का कार्य,
1200 किलोमीटर की वाईफाई नेटवर्क, 3800 सीसीटीवी सर्वेलेंस कैमरा.
A modern city with smart facilities for citizens such as automatic vehicle locator systems,
यूनिफाइड कमांड एंड कंट्रोल सेंटर,
स्मार्ट लाइटिंग, स्मार्ट पार्किंग.
सभी स्कूलों में स्मार्ट क्लासरूम का इंस्टॉलेशन हमने कार्य पूर्ण कर दिया है.
रोड वाइडनिंग के प्रोजेक्ट्स हम लोगों के काफी तेजी से चल रहे हैं.
Jan Mitra card, wherein the non-transit services like payment of taxes, future compatibility for usage in metro has been designed.
People participation.
A better living place, a cleaner place, a greener place, smart solution. इस पूरे मिशन में envisage किए हैं. Integrating digitalization and infrastructure development in every aspect to improve the people's life.
लगभग 500 करोड़ का निवेश, लगभग 520 करोड़ का इम्प्रूवमेंट.
1221 करोड़ का बजट स्वीकृत किया गया है. 100 करोड़ तक का कार्य शुरू कर लिया है.
This amounts to total 675 odd crores.
गांधीनगर,
जयपुर,
भोपाल,
अहमदाबाद, इंदौर,
नागपुर, उदयपुर.
And there is more. With 12-kilometer long dedicated bicycle tracks, Bhopal is exploring the potential of public bike sharing system for offering a last mile connectivity to the destination. Having planned for a network of complete streets for 49 kilometers, Coimbatore is working towards developing smart roads with high quality walking, cycling and apt public facilities. Surat ushered in intelligent traffic management system. 154 BRTS stations and more than 400 city bus stops have been integrated with ITMS. Average frequency of BRTS and city buses is just 8 to 10 minutes now. Pune decided to set up a state-of-the-art transport command and control center, enabling real-time tracking of 1,500 plus buses. Cities like Surat and Ahmedabad made it a priority to implement integrated CCTV surveillance of streets for monitoring as well as safety and security of citizens. With an aim to preserve the valuable monuments and to promote tourism, the city of Indore is working for conservation and restoration of monuments, including the site of Hari Rao Holkar, Chhatri. World's favorite lakeside heritage city, Udaipur has taken up the task of conserving its historic, lively bazaars and refreshing of lakes. Smart City Mission is in full swing all across the country. Work on Integrated Command and Control Centers, ICCC, has commenced in 5 cities. 30 cities would go live in ICCC by June 2018. 16 projects on heritage and placemaking in 12 cities have already been awarded the contracts. Innovative financing mechanisms like municipal bonds and value capture financing are being explored. Credit rating process has been augmented for 98 smart cities. 48 smart cities have initiated the process of appointing agencies for VCF. In total, 57 projects worth 950 crore rupees have already been completed. And around 800 projects worth 34,000 crore rupees are at various stages of implementation. With such time efficiency, Smart City Mission is a dream rapidly coming true. India is building cities where governance is citizen-friendly, where online services bring about accountability and transparency, where technology makes the city more vibrant and livable. The future is right here. Smart City Mission. Smarter, simpler, better.
In the Indian government perspective, what is the smarter and smart city? Okay. Then another venture of the Indian government, that is the Startup India program. Under this program, that is Startup India, is an initiative taken by the Indian government for building strong ecosystems. Strong ecosystems will conduct you for development of business for sustainable growth in economy and to generate employment opportunities on the large scale. Then another major venture, that is Make in India. This program encourages companies and their production. The government of India launched this Make in India in 2014. Around 25 sectors of economy are covered by this program. Make in India program enhances growth of various sectors and research and support program. Then another business, that is application or major area of application, ICT, is e-business, where this e-business allows making relationship of business with domestic and international customers, linking between internal and external processing systems with lots of flexibility. Web-based technologies improve the relation with their customers. As per the customer's point of view, the e-business has the following advantages, that is online shopping from home. Customer can have number of options to buy products. Customers can probably find what they need without waiting in queue. Whereas in e-banking, anybody can check balance sheet or deposit statement or can do instant fund transfer, payments of bills like light bills, phone bills, or different sort of bills. And the impact of this ICT on banking system in following three categories is major, that is for globalization, for deregularization, and for consolidation. So e-learning is also a major area of application where advantage of ICT is being taken. Here, under this program, the Ministry of HRD, that is Human Resource Development, launched a web portal called, that is Saksha, that is one-stop education portal. Indian government is supporting financially to research and development to push e-learning. And this e-learning creates open educational resources, augmented reality, gaming atmosphere, or global learning sort of concept. E-health. Again, this is a major area of application which overcomes the problem of inaccessibility. In rural hospitals, the physicians use Mediline now, that is Mediline training, or check out electronically created health record system to find history of the patient transmission of CT scan or any other medical images via email, or remote surgery, or which is referred as also telesurgery. E-environment. ICT plays a very much important in protection of environment and sustainable use of natural resources. It also allows for monitoring forest, implementation of green computing, or monitoring of natural resources and disaster management. As our India is an agriculture-based country, more than 70% of people are dependent on agriculture. ICT plays a very vital role in supporting this area also. Like that is wireless technology used for agriculture or used in agriculture area. GPS provides benefits in geofencing and surveying, map making, etc. GIS can be effectively used in precision farming. Computer control devices such as automatic milking system, agriculture robots, alert systems for unusual changes, and smartphone mobile applications for agriculture. And e-security is supported by ICT. That is undesirable, intentional or unintentional interface into computers can be stopped by making use of e-security. That is e-security concept or measure. There are also varied applications of ICT in military area also, like the use of GPS for monitoring health of soldiers, use of smart weapons, that is unmanned missiles, UAV, or bomb disposal robots, or robots to deliver equipment as well as creating or treating soldiers. Then ICT for transport and mobility. Here nowadays we are having various options for that is transport or transit. So here we can have online maps, Ola cabs, smart parking, public transport, or there are so many options for transport and mobility, and they are being used by a person smart. Then ICT for women empowerment. There is ICT women is secure. Their awareness and knowledge are also increased. They feel more confident, comfortable in ICT environment. One program named as Internet Sati is launched by Google in 2015. The aim of this program is to educate rural women related to internet, their tools, and use advantage and disadvantage of internet. So overall, we can say that these are the benefits of ICT in our life, our living. That is Digital India, education, communication, globalization, greater readiness, and bridging the gap between the culture. Okay? So with this, we can conclude this session with the point that information and communication technology plays important role for India, and most of the people are using this technology in day-to-day life. In all applications, use of ICT serves our time, that saves our time and money, will contribute a lot of sustainable development of India. We can say that information and communication technology are important, that improved our life and added sustainability to growing facilities and services for the comfort of life. For all the smart concepts and the perspective of the Indian government in the direction with the smart things. Okay, thank you.
3 days session, that is 4th, 5th and 6th. 7th is the last.
And we are very much fortunate that the session is also very fortunate because we are here presence of the 4 sectional presidents, including me. And I am very much fortunate because the presidents who are available here, sectional president, I am sandwiched in between my elder brother and my guide, Mr. D.P. Sinha. Professor D.P. Sinha is here, who had been also the sectional president, and my lovely younger brother, Dr. Sundaresh Sen and Dr. R.R. Deshmukh. And what I observed at presiding the session, really, the session has started with a very excellent address delivered by our sectional president, justifying to the theme of the Indian Science Congress that future India, science and technology, and accordingly, every session will have to link the future India concept with their symposia and with their topics. And Dr. Deshmukh has delivered an excellent lecture of 45 minutes that role of ICT for sustainable development for future India. Very important thing because everybody gives the long speech and these things the computer can do like this, ICT can do like this, ICT can do like this. But a country like India, it is always to be thought that the development should be with the ICT, but the sustainable term should be introduced. Because we are not a country like United States of America, we are not a country like France or Japan. So indiscriminately, whatever the things will be think the beneficial. Or in what way ICT can enhance the productivity and efficiency will add. We'll have to also think this is a country having 1.35 billion of the population. That is the main important thing. That is why the term sustainability is there. I congratulate to our sectional president for giving such an excellent talk by considering all sectors where the ICT can get the prominent application as well as integrating the sustainability concept. So, very excellent speech, and what I would like to tell Dr. R.R. Deshmukh, a man of stature in the field of ICT in the country, so far as the academy is concerned. The section is really proud of to have such a nice, excellent and very gentleman. सबसे बड़ा बात है professionally आप कितना भी upgrade हो जाइए, कितना भी ये हो जाइए, but to be a good man, to be a very gentleman, that means a man should be committed for his profession, man should be committed for his society, man should be committed for his family, man should be committed for his students, and man should be committed whatever the responsibility that we do expect from a good citizen, and all can be reflected with Dr. Deshmukh. I can compliment. He is a man of all in one and having a very big club in the honor of Dr. Deshmukh. And I, as my younger brother, I always like him, and I pray to the God, Dr. Deshmukh should continue these kinds of works and work and research so that more student community should be benefited. May God bless him to pick up the daffodils from the paradise of his professional career. Thank you.
Sir, please be with us. Now I request Sectional President and Local Sectional Secretary to facilitate Professor A.K. Nayak for this moment of honor. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much all.